What is demand? You hear liberals say, well, we've got to create demand for goods and services. Well, when the government creates demand for goods and services, where does it get? What is demand? We rarely have any discussion about what constitutes demand. Demand isn't the simplicity of need. How would you define demand for food? Hunger. Well, does that hunger drive you to get free food, or does it drive you to work to pay for food? The payment. Demand, D, equals need plus the means to acquire. The means to acquire are a direct result of one's selling of labor. Now, if you look at demand versus supply, supply is the abundance or lack thereof of a product, good, or service available in the market. Demand is the number of people who need or want the product and can pay for it. In other words, can compensate the producer or the seller of the product that they want, regardless of what that product or good or service is. Now, if you have 100 people shopping in the supermarket, all who have earned a living, have made the right choice to prioritize their spending, and all have the money to buy whatever's on the shelf in the supermarket, then we have no complaint. And prices will be fixed according to what is perceived to be the affordability of that 100 people. If the government brings 25 people into the supermarket with money that has been taxed away from the 100 shoppers, that alters the pricing. You are, in essence, competing with other buyers when you go to. Now, you're not competing in that, well, you are. You're competing as to what you're willing to pay for something. A Ferrari isn't just put out there at the dealership to be sold to the first person that walks in. I was over there at the Ford dealership, but I see you're having a sale on Ferraris. That's not how Ferrari prices. Ferrari only needs a certain small number of people to buy their cars. That's why they're priced $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 supercars, the CCX and so forth, the Koenigsegg. Koenigsegg is not producing its car to be bought by everyone. It's not like there's a Koenigsegg dealership or a Ferrari dealership or a Lamborghini dealership or a Saleen dealership, if you want me to make it American, or a Tesla dealership. And Steve Saleen has an S1 sitting there, and he says, well, first guy in the door that offers a price, and we're going to sell it. The knowledge is that a car of such capacity as Steve Saleen produces, the S1, which he sells for $500,000, he only needs a few people to afford that. And because the Saleen S1 is a rare and desired car, the price reflects the competitive nature of people who are willing to buy one. He's not selling it to the first guy who comes in with a bank-approved loan for $35,000. That's the guy he sends over to the Chevy dealership. You see the point? Now, if you go into a store to buy products and they are limited in supply to a point, of course, shelves will be restocked. If people are being given money to spend they have not earned, it affects the pricing of the products to be bought by those who have earned it, in that the people who have purchasing power through no effort of their own, their purchasing power comes from the taxing of the people who have earned it. It's that simple. If you walk into the supermarket and there are people there shopping with your money that you had confiscated from you, and at the moment there is limited supply of goods on the shelves, you are therefore competing with those people to acquire those goods. There's no argument, there's no contradictory argument to this. Someone who lays the prices on a product is doing so by gaming how many people can afford it, how quickly they want to sell it, and so forth and so forth. If there's an added group of people, pricing can go up. It's just that simple. And this is what liberals and progressive are mocking as self-taught Who do these people think they are? To have this understanding. You see, again, it's like literature. You can't possibly understand The Catcher in the Rye. You need a high school English lit teacher to teach you that. Once you're of the belief that somebody needs to stand between you and reason in order for you to have reason, that is the unreasonable person. I have a reasonable understanding of economics, whether self-taught or taught by an institution. Either way, I still understand it. To be told that you possibly can't understand it because you haven't gotten an approved piece of paper from a credited agency stating, oh yeah, we tested this guy, he knows what he's talking about, is ridiculous. 1-866-95-PATRIOT, 1-866-95-PATRIOT.